Welcome! In this explainer, we're jumping into a really key lesson from the Afarian iPlayground's NS3 Quick Start course. We're going to break down one of the most important tutorial simulations out there, second.cc. So if you've ever wanted to level up from, a super simple two-node setup to simulating something that actually looks and feels like a real-world network, well, you are in exactly the right place. Let's dig in.
Okay, so to really appreciate the jump we're about to make, let's get some context. We need to see why the second.cc simulation is such a massive step up from that basic first.cc tutorial.
Look at this comparison. On the left, you've got first.cc. It's about as basic as you can get, right? Two nodes, one direct link. They don't need a map. But second.cc over on the right, whoa, it throws us into a hybrid world with different kinds of connections and a bunch of nodes. All of a sudden, we have to think about routing, how do packets actually find their way around. This is a huge step toward how the real internet actually works.
Okay, so let's really get into the weeds here. What does this new, more complicated network actually look like? We're going from a simple straight line to a much more interesting, structured setup. The core idea here is actually really simple, but super powerful. Think about it like this. That point-to-point link, that's the main internet pipe coming into your office building. And the CSMA LAN, well, that's the local network inside the office, where all the computers are hooked up and have to share that main connection. And this slide, it just lays it all out beautifully. You've got node N0 talking to N1 on its own private little network. But then node N1 becomes the star of the show. It acts as a gateway, connecting that first link to a totally separate LAN where all the other nodes are hanging out. It's the bridge between two completely different worlds. Now, what's so cool here is that every single node has a specific job. Node N0 is our client. It's the one starting the conversation. Node N1 is that critical gateway, playing traffic hop. And then way over on that shared LAN, the very last node is our server, just waiting for the client's message. It creates this perfect little loop for communication. So how does NS3 even know how to build and manage all this? I mean, it's not magic, right? It uses a set of really smart rules and these pre-built components that we call helpers. First up, we've got the point-to-point helper. This is the tool that sets up our main line, that dedicated connection between our client node and the gateway. It's what defines all its properties, like speed and delay. And just like in the real world, not all connections are the same. NS3 models this perfectly. Check out the numbers. The point-to-point link is a pretty standard 5 megabits per second, but the internal office LAN is a blazing fast 100 megabits. These little details are exactly what makes simulations so valuable, because you can start to see where bottlenecks might happen. And next, we have the CSMA helper. This is what builds our local office network. Now, CSMA is a bit of a mouthful, but all it really means is that it models a shared connection where nodes have to listen to see if the coast is clear before they talk. Kind of like a polite conversation. You wait for a pause. It's what keeps everything from being a chaotic mess. Okay, so this brings us to the central problem, the big question. We have two totally separate networks, two different subnets. So how on earth does a packet from a client on one network find its way to the server on the other? And the answer is this incredibly powerful tool, the IPv4 Global Routing Helper. This thing is basically the magic wand of our simulation. It does all the heavy lifting for us. It looks at the entire network, calculates the best paths, and then just hands every node its own personal GPS. It's amazing. But the simulation isn't just powerful, it's also incredibly flexible. You want to see how the network handles 100 users instead of just a few? You can change it right from the command line. No need to recompile any code. This makes testing for scale super easy. Plus, it's smart about its resources. It only installs the full internet protocol stack on the nodes that actually need it, which keeps everything running nice and lean. All right, so we've got the map, we've got the rules of the road. Now let's put it all together. We're going to trace the journey of one single packet from our client all the way to the server and see how this thing actually works. Okay, let's follow the data. Step 1, our client on N sends out a packet. Step 2, it zips across that point-to-point link to the gateway, N1. Step 3, the gateway checks its directions, sees the destination is on the LAN, and boom, forwards it on. Step 4, the server gets the packet. And finally, step 5, the server sends a reply that takes the exact same path back. It's a perfect round trip. Our routing works! So let's get to the real point here.
Why does mastering this one specific simulation matter so much? Because this is more than just another example. It's a foundational piece of the puzzle. I mean, the course material itself says it best. This isn't just a small step, it is a major conceptual leap forward in understanding how to model complex, realistic network systems using NS3. Think about it. By working through this, you're not just typing code, you're picking up fundamental skills. You now get how to build hybrid networks, model shared connections like Ethernet, design tests that can scale, and make automatic routing work for you. These are the absolute building blocks for simulating real-world enterprise or campus networks. You should think of this as your launch pad. Mastering these ideas gives you that solid ground you need before you can start tackling even more exciting stuff, like simulating Wi-Fi, modeling phones that are moving around, or doing deep dive performance analysis. You've effectively learned how to build a bridge between different kinds of networks, creating a tiny model of the internet itself. This knowledge just opens up a whole world of possibilities. So the only real question left is, what are you going to model with it? And that is our look into building a hybrid network with NS3. If you want to keep building on these skills, make sure to check out the full NS3 Quick Start course on Afarian iPlayground. Thanks for tuning in.